Well, hey everyone, it's Marcus, and I'm chatting over in Bali at the moment, right up back to Queensland, where I am speaking to Aaron Pedersen. Aaron, hey, how are you?
Hey Marcus, how you going? Good.
Not too bad, thank you. Of
Yeah.
course, you are doing a tour at the moment with an incredible play, incredible
Yeah.
bit of theatre that is very, very important work, I believe, and we're going to chat all about it. The show is called Dear Son.
Mm.
How's the tour going so far with this piece?
Look, it's great. Look, it's a new piece, so they're always a little bit tricky.
Mm.
But this one's found its rhythm. It's quite beautiful. It's a play about 12 different individual letters
Yep.
that were written by Indigenous men from this country, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander. And it's about their intimacy and it's about like love letters from the battleground of Australia. It's quite beautiful actually because you get this sense that it would have been quite a difficult process to go about writing a letter to your son or to your father, and to reflect on the past, the present, and the future. But also to being brave enough to share that story with the rest of the world and giving us an opportunity to bring it to life as the messengers or the vessels of the voices for those stories.
You say, there's 11 stories from 11 guys there.
Yeah,
Obviously, a couple of them that people would very much know, Stan Grant and Troy Cassar-Daley,
yeah,
included
yeah.
in those guys. And the other guys are just as relevant as well. Incredible, just incredible, incredible pieces.
Mm.
Um, how has this piece, Dear Son, really affected you personally?
Well, firstly, there's 12 letters. Look, I think, we as men never get given the opportunity to express ourselves or find a platform for that, or at least to channel our vulnerability and to talk about all those things that matter to us most and that formulate us as people. Our upbringing, our environment, the political environment at the time, because a lot of these letters even go back to, Charlie King talks about his dad back in 1926. So, but Charlie talks about him as a son, saying it must have been hard for him as a white man to meet an Aboriginal woman back then and to fall in love and to navigate that whole journey as an interracial relationship.
Yeah.
Look, for me, how's it affected me? Look, I think the most amazing thing about it is that I am, empowered by their honesty, by their reason for doing it. It's quite a brave thing to do, really, to express yourself on a level and to put it down on paper, in writing, to share with the world. So we get a great opportunity to actually, tell these stories with the voice and to embody what we believe were the emotions, and to inform people with their dialogue. Like there's how we play it is our own interpretation of it, but how it may have happened when they wrote those letters, I'm sure it was just as emotional too. So I love the fact that they've been brave about it, and I love the fact that they've put aside all that toxic masculinity element of the
Yeah.
world,
Yeah.
and they've embraced it as a love story, and they've embraced it as almost like love letters to their sons and their fathers, which is really unheard of. Like for us, it's almost quite radical, you
Mm.
know, and,
Yeah.
and rebellious
Yeah.
because it goes against the norm. But that's the beautiful thing about it is that they've expressed themselves on so many different levels, like whether it be your present emotion or your past emotion, but even your future emotion about what that story might mean to you. But also, what I find really quite beautiful is that they have embodied their own truths, and they have decided that there's a real healing process that goes with writing a love letter to your son or to your father. So I think we take that away every night. We embody the characters and we have so much fun on stage, and we're just grateful that we get given a chance to do this.
I'm going to bring my father along. I'm coming
Yeah,
on.
please do. Yeah, please do.
I want
It'll
my
make you cry and laugh.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that was my next question, actually. Is it one of those shows that you need to bring a box of tissues along for?
Yeah, you should bring something. Yeah, look, I mean, look, I think the vulnerability exists on stage.
Yep.
So I think that's quite heart-wrenching for some people. Like they see that we as men are expressing ourselves, in front of an audience, but also sharing the stories with everybody. I've found that people have come away quite reflective on it, but also, the thing puts you in a different place each time, I think, and it puts different people in different places. Some people would reflect on the past, some people would reflect on the future, and some people would even, reflect on the present. It's quite a beautiful piece. Like, I think you'll love it. Yeah, it's one of those. It's kind of I think you kind of formulate your own love letter to your father, and maybe your father will formulate his own love letter to his son, because I think it kind of embodies something that happens in real time.
Yep.
I've found that there's a lot of there's not many dry eyes in the house, but but we leave you with a smiling heart as well.
Oh my goodness. I literally just keep on thinking of a million more questions for you. I'm going to start with this one. So when you play this role, and obviously you played it a good few times yet, and there are still many more performances to come along. Do you see something different in the show, a lot of the nights?
No, every night's really different, of course, because we connect with the scene differently every night. Some nights I'm quite vulnerable by the end of the night, but immensely empowered by it all as well. Yeah. And the other actors feel the same way. So I think we get an individual experience in real time. Yeah. And that's what's beautiful about it is, and then we find different ways to play those moments, because we feel like we don't have to do too much as actors, because the dialogue and the stories are strong enough to carry us through and to obviously, allow the audience to connect to the journey. Yeah. So for us, it's quite a simple. It's the simpler it is, the stronger it is.
Yeah, totally get it. Did you find, obviously being such an emotional and deep and provoking kind of play, did you find that you actors had to go away together and really connect and create an amazing bond outside of the rehearsal room?
Well, actually, most of us have known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
And look, a lot of them are fathers. I'm not, but I look after my brother Vinny, whom I've taken care of in most of my life. So he's been like my son. But we've played that role for each other. We've been fathers and sons for each other through this whole journey. But we've known each other a long time with most of the actors. Probably one actor we've only just recently known. But we built that over the rehearsal period. But we also place trust in each other. We give each other the support and the network that you need on stage to be vulnerable. Like we say every night, listen, just connect, listen to the stories, react to each other, and be vulnerable. And if it makes us cry, that's okay. Yeah, we're all right with that.
I like that. That's, and that's the times we're in now.
That's exactly right.
Based on the book by Thomas Mayo, directed by Isaac Drandick, co-adapter is John Harvey. Of course, Dear Son is coming to Adelaide's Odeon Theatre in Norwood through the State Theatre of South Australia from the 26th of July to the 16th of August 2025. See, I've done my research, Aaron.
Good.
Hey, I'm so looking forward to it, because I just, based on everything I've experienced and obviously now talking to you, it sounds like a play that's going to really affect you and make you really think as well. Hey, your career has been incredible. You have been doing some decent work for a good few decades now. Yeah. Obviously, The Water Rats, The Secret Life of Us, Gladiators hosts. It just goes on and on.
We're going back that far, are we?
I'm going all the way, including, are you ready? Brace yourself. You might want to have a Panadol, right? Because, way back, you were Cleo's Bachelor of the Year. Clearly, that's your career.
1994, yep, 1994.
There we go. See, again, I've done my research, Aaron.
Good, that's good to hear.
I'm not going in with this blind.
Good.
But hey, when you come to Adelaide, obviously you've done work in Adelaide before. What are you looking forward to doing when you come to Adelaide, when you're not?
I love touring anyway. Like, I think the great thing about being an actor is you get an opportunity to travel to different states and different places. The length and breadth of Australia and the width of Australia. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. always look at my work as also a working holiday. So hopefully we'll get an opportunity to just enjoy what Adelaide has to offer. But really our main focus is to focus on the play. But while we're there, we'll be like, 8 weeks into this by then. So I think for us, it'll be a bit of rest and recreation will be good. But really, at the end of the day, we're just there to work. But look, I love South Australia. It's a beautiful place.
And look, the Norwood area where you're going to be playing at the Odeon, along that strip there, the parade, some incredible restaurants, incredible coffee. You're not going to go without. Definitely.
Good. No, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, looking forward to it.
So, Sarah, I mean, I know I was joking about obviously Bachelor of the Year, but that this far into your career, what would be one of your proudest achievements?
I think just being, I think my proudest achievement is just getting the opportunity to, work in the mainstream, to change the dynamic and the platform and foundation of Indigenous Australia or mainstream Australia. I'm grateful that it's moving ahead with diversity, and that like I've always said, they call it coloured television, but we're all the coloured people. So for me, it's great to see that more Indigenous people and more Indigenous stories are becoming relevant in the mainstream. And that we are, seen as positive contributors to society. So for me, I just think it's about the whole journey. And look, I'm just a part of a process that began a long time ago with all the pioneers before me. They fought hard to get Indigenous theatre into the mainstream, to tell our stories, to make them accessible to mainstream Australia. Because for me, it's an opportunity to educate, to build better relationships, to make it better for the next generation. So for me, it's just being a part of that whole process and a part of that whole journey. And I feel like I'm just another link that's only building it and making it better for the next generation and the next generation. So we don't have these, we don't have people always being marginalised, but looked at as, important aspects of society, and they're positive contributors, and that they can bring something to other people's lives. I just hope that along the way that I've been able to have an impact in people's lives, whether they've never been in contact with an Aboriginal person before or not. If they come and see a show like this and it's the first time that they have contact with Aboriginal people and this is first contact, well, that's a good thing. What I'm saying is, it piques people's interest. I believe Australia's always been quite hungry about, the need for Indigenous content, because I believe that we play a major role in building a better Australia by being in people's lives.
Credit to you. And I think
thanks, Markus.
Definitely getting a bit more wider and a bit more opened these days. And it was bloody well timed. But massive credit to the theatre companies that are putting on these incredible plays as well, and these stories. Out of the 12 letters that have been written, how many of those people that have penned those letters have you actually met?
I met Thomas Mayo, because I played Thomas Mayo in the play. We met him on opening night. He loved it. I don't think he would have in his wildest dreams thought that this would have been turned into a play. They were just writing the letters for themselves and for their own healing journey, and also just a reflection on the life that they've lived. Also an important element to it was they obviously penned what was important to them and what had an impact on their lives. And I think this being a play and turned into a set of stories has been, quite groundbreaking. I think, Thomas, he seemed to be overwhelmed by it all, which is quite a beautiful thing, really. And I think people have said that he was very proud of it, which is a good thing.
Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy to hear. Hey, if you, obviously there's a million or a good few messages in this play that people take away, but what is one important message that you would love someone to not miss and be able to walk away with?
Just tell your dad or your son that you love them. Like,
wow.
Really simple. It's be vulnerable, and as men, ignore all that toxic masculinity. There's something about these stories that Isaac was saying when he was directing it, saying you're kind of searching for divine masculinity, and that's like having an open heart and being true to your feelings about the other men in your life. Your dad, your brothers, your sons, your nephews, your cousins, your grandfathers and your great grandfathers. I think it's just it's really important to reach out and just look them in the eye, while you have a chance to, and just tell them that you love them, and tell them how much you admire them. There's a real beautiful strength in that. So that's the one thing that I think you do take away from this play.
Dear Son, everyone, State Theatre Company of South Australia, bringing it to the Odeon Theatre, 26th of July to the 16th of August, 2025. Aaron Pedersen, you are an absolute inspiration. I'm sure you are motivating so many people to make a difference, and never stop doing what you're doing and creating the amazing art that you do. So thank you for everything in your career so far.
Thank you, Markus. Cheers. Yep.
Thank you, my friend. And I look forward to you with you in Adelaide.
Yeah, strength to you. Yeah, enjoy the show.
Thank you. See you, my friends. Take care.
Bye. Bye.